Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of a new Trekkie. My 5-year mission to search out Star Trek media, to seek out our fans and merchandise, to boldly go where no fan has gone before.
Greetings and salutations, how's everybody doing? So we're back to talking about Star Trek Next Generation. I was suppressing a cough there for a second. And we're looking at 2 episodes. This time we're looking at the episode Future Imperfect and Final Mission. Let's look at Future Imperfect first. Well, what happened in this episode? During an away mission, Riker falls unconscious and awakens to discover that 16 years have passed and he is now captain of the Enterprise. Having no memory whatsoever of the time that has passed, he begins to suspect that the future he finds himself in may not be real. Honestly, I gotta say that I feel like this episode was honestly pretty great in the fact that it's an episode focused on Riker and, like, you know, like an idea of, like, what the future could have held. Like, say, if Riker was the captain of the Enterprise, what if, Picard had become an admiral, and as well if, you know, like, say, Riker settling down, having a family and all that. I don't like that. I think, that's a great idea. I gotta say, the acting from this episode, especially, like, say, whether it is the moment when, Riker is performing the, trombone with his son, Jean-Luc. I think that that moment is pretty great, honestly, because it shows, like, although we, like, you know, how, Riker would be a father in a way, and I honestly love the moment, like, say, later when it's revealed, like, say, oh, the Romulans have created a holodeck to basically trick Riker to basically create a, fake, peace treaty in a way.
I said I cannot operate. No, that's not what you said. You said I can't. You used a contraction, didn't you?
Sir, I can explain if you would just give me a moment.
No, you can't. Don't even try.
Captain, perhaps it will be best if we discuss this.
Shut up!
Beg your pardon.
I said shut up. As in close your mouth and stop talking.
And honestly, I gotta say this episode reminds me of an episode of, I mean, this came out many years later, too. It reminds me of the episode of, the Justice League animated series where, the man who had everything, where, Superman is dreaming and he has a family and his planet is on Krypton. Great episode if you ever get to see a chance about that. But moving on, let's look at the episode Final Mission. So what happened in this episode? While learning that he finally has been accepted into Starfleet Academy, Wesley welcomes Picard's invitation to accompany him on an away mission that will resolve a mining dispute on a arid world, but following a shuttlecraft crash and a near-disaster search for water that leaves the captain near death, Wesley finds himself charged with the weighty responsibility of keeping both himself and Picard alive until a rescue team can locate them. And honestly, I gotta say this episode works pretty well in the fact that, basically the episode is having to, like, when after, like, Picard gets hurt in a way, the acting is dependent on Will Wheaton, sorry. The acting is dependent on Will Wheaton, and honestly, I feel like he does a great job, whether he's arguing with,
Oh, I envy you, Wesley Crusher. You're just at the beginning of the adventure. stay alive. They'll find you.
Durgo, I believe. He's basically like with them at that time. And honestly, I gotta say that, like saying the fact that Wesley is going to the academy, it makes me want to say, is this the last episode with Wesley? Because I feel like this episode was a very good send-off for him. Whenever he later in the episode when he's talking to Picard and saying, "Hey, I was rather nervous when we had our first mission together." And honestly, I gotta still say that the Nick Tate, who plays Durgo, I guess, he does a great job as well. His death sequence is really surprising, and the fact that he gets trapped in a giant crystallized spider web is honestly pretty cool, I feel like. But yeah, I feel like this episode was pretty good. And it's on a pretty good note for the character of Wesley, played by Will Wheaton. And I think this episode was pretty good.